Okay, I am back with a little bit of an update on my Cyanotype project, and I'm hoping to do some sun printing today. It's been a while. It is... Whose dog is that? The dog made it home. Hi, Mango. You gonna sit? It's beginning of February now, so it's been about a month since I last kind of talked about my project. I was sick for like all of January, so my energy is lower than usual, but I'm hoping to do some cyanotyping today on my vest panels. So I'll show you where they are now that they're blocked, which you saw the kind of time lapse of, so you can see they're nicely stretched out and not as curly anymore. Here are how my blue panels look. Mango, please don't eat that. So here's how my blue panels look. It's sunny today and it's pretty warm out. It's been unseasonably warm here, which is frustrating and sad, but the sun does give me some opportunity to work on some cyanotyping, so for that I'm grateful, but it is pretty sad being so warm and sunny here in February and in January. So I've got my panels laid out. I'm gonna kind of play around with what plants I want to put on them and how exactly I want to print them. So I'll do that before I coat them in my Cyanotype solution, and that way I can kind of take a picture of how I want to lay things out and recreate that once they're coated and take them outside and expose them to the sun. So I'll just video myself kind of playing around and finalizing what what design I want on there, how it'll go, and then we'll head to my makerspace in the basement and get things coated and then go outside and print. All right, so I've got my setup here. Hopefully my cat Mango won't want to help too much. Recently I laminated some of my plants that I have that I've pressed to put them into kind of a stencil that I can reuse. This fern is one of my absolute favorites, and it started breaking. There's a break there and up here, and this was a way I could kind of make it full again and keep it preserved and be able to reuse it. Plants don't last forever, but I try to use them as many times as I can. That way I'm not using as a lot of plants and wasting all these pieces. So I have a few of those stencils. Because it's a stencil, I could even print the same thing twice. So like I could print it on this side of my vest, and then I could flip it over and print it on this side of the vest if I did them at different times, which that actually looks pretty cool. I might do something like that. We'll see. And then I actually just pulled this flower from my yard out of my little mini flower press. I initially pulled a piece off of this plant and brought it inside to press it, but left it on the counter and it immediately curled up. And it's something really different. I wonder if I have it somewhere and can show the comparison, but it's a really good example of how pressing something properly really gives you such a crisp and like kind of caught in time piece. So these flower petals are still reaching out, whereas in the one I left on the counter for just a few hours, they crumpled up, and we'll see if I can show you a bit later. But here's some of my other stencils. So we'll see if I want to use these. Let's see what else. I have a whole set of magazines that have a bunch of plants in them. I love this one. I think I really want to use that one in this project for sure. There are these grasses. Oh, I also love these. They give really nice texture in the final image. So I'm gonna pull that out. Oh, here's the example. Perfect. So I showed you my flower that I properly pressed. This is just fascinating to me because it really shows you the difference. So this is the one I pulled and left on my counter. And you can see that it is totally curled up. It still is going to be a cool image, but this is much better preserved because I put it in my flower press right away. So I might use both of those. Okay, I think I've come to my final design. I wanted some symmetry, but not, 100% symmetry. So I've got some themes on the back here. I've got this panel with flowers and then with this grass. The top here, I've got my ferns and my little flowers and these interesting ones. And then on the front panel, I've got some similar plants. Oh, this isn't supposed to be there. I've got some similar plants, and I'm actually going to use this on both. So I'd like to get the full, like pretty much just like that. And then I'm gonna flip it over to the other side and have it like that. So it'll be on both, and then the rest will be different, but some of these plants are the same as each other. Or came from the same plant, and I've got some ginkgo leaves on both, some maple leaves on both, and then I love this piece. I had to incorporate it, although maybe it needs to go here or here instead. I might change it to going here. We'll see. Right now it's here. We'll see if I change it. But yeah, I think I've got my layout. And I'm excited. So now it's down. Oh, wait, the chair keeps spinning. You can tell my setup is very professional. So now it's down to the basement, which is our maker space, to coat my panels. See you down there. Welcome to my maker space, aka the unfinished part of my basement. I'm not gonna give you a tour today because it's super messy and I need to do a lot of organizing and cleaning up down here. This is my Cyanotype dark room, and I have a window down here that's completely covered up with foam board, and there's a door that blocks this off from the other part of the basement. And I have in here only incandescent light bulbs, which don't expose cyanotype. So I can coat my cyanotypes and in the light and not have to worry about them getting prematurely exposed with my incandescent light bulbs. So we're down here. I'm gonna be coating my panels and you'll get to see that process. And yeah, so let's get started. my panels have been out here for about 15 minutes, and here's what they look like. I think it's about time to take them in. So this is like the moment of truth. We're gonna see if this was the right exposure time. We're not gonna know for sure until I get these washed and rinsed out. There we have it. I'm hoping it wasn't too long of an exposure, but we're gonna rinse these out. It does look like I missed some spots on here when I was coating, which I think will be fine. It'll just be some white spots. Wow. Oh, you can already tell that's gonna be incredible. Next one. The panels are officially in their final rinse. I am completely thrilled and blown away at how successful this was. I at first was planning on doing this in the spring, so I waited to have some more consistent sun, but angling everything to face the sun and doing it during the height of the day now in February, it's fantastic. I mean, every single time it's like magic. So I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled. These are just gonna rinse off one more time. I put them in a hydrogen peroxide bath, and now this is their final rinse in just water. And then next will be to re-block them, kind of. I'll want to pin them out so they're blocked to their shapes, and then it'll be time to seam the vest. So I'm excited for the next steps. This was the big one, the hit or miss, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. So stay tuned. This has gone better than I could have even expected. I've kind of been working on this all day. I did a bit of a hyper focus and forgot to eat lunch, had to catch up on food. Anyway, I'm good. As you just saw, I can't stop looking at them. I just laid out my panels for my vest. I pinned the panels that I just cyanotyped, and then I put the other panels, which are dry, next to them to see what they look like, and also use those as measurements because I wasn't checking my measurements like as detailed as last time I blocked, partially because it should remember its shape a little bit, and partially because I had dry pieces to help inform my measurements, since those are blocked to the right measurements. I love it. I know it's not fully a vest yet, and I still have to seam it, but wow, it's awesome. It's magical. It's really, really cool. I really like how I did kind of the front part a little bit more symmetrical, but not totally symmetrical. I just think it's so cool. I can't wait to seam it so that I can actually put it on my body and wear it. That is gonna be like just an incredible moment, a culmination of all of this work that I've put into this project and all of the brain power that it's used. I've thought about this project for so long, and I kind of am thinking about it all the time. So I'm really excited to seam it and show you what it looks like.